What is up? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through an end-to-end customer journey for someone who sees you on LinkedIn for the first time. Even before that, what needs to happen before they see you so that you attract the right people. When they see your content, what happens, and then how they move through and eventually become a lead. Because the thing is, it's not when you're posting on LinkedIn in order to try and get customers and get business, it's not luck that people land on your profile. You need to be very intentional with the type of messaging that you're talking about. You need to be very clear in what you're talking about. And then you need to guide them through a process and make it easy for them to get in contact with you. Because that's the whole point of why I build on LinkedIn and a lot of other people who are doing it. So what I've done here is you can see it's a straight line through from strategy right through to content, right through to them booking a call and becoming a customer. So I'm going to go through these steps step by step with an example of each one, and I'll explain what you need to do in order to get more inbound through LinkedIn. So people think it all starts by just opening LinkedIn and posting. It starts a long time before that. So it starts with your value proposition, and that term is bounded around a lot. But basically, your value proposition needs to be a clear statement that explains the problem that you solve, who you solve it for, the benefits, the long-term benefits that they will get, and then if you have a guarantee, whatever that is. So in my case, I've just done an example here. So I have a LinkedIn AI Mastery consulting program that helps people get customers through LinkedIn. So we are an organic customer acquisition advisory that helps freelancers and consultants to sign 3 to 10 customers in 180 days through LinkedIn. Very clear, they know exactly what they're going to get. They don't know the exact details, but they know the high level thing. I don't need to go into the minutiae yet. If you follow our systems, we guarantee you'll sign 3 or more B2B clients in 180 days. Again, very clear. This is what happens. If you don't do this, then you get this back. This is your risk reversal in this case. So it starts with that. That's the one sentence elevator pitch. If this applies to you, then you'll know my business is for you, and that'll make you want to take the next steps. So the next steps then is what I need to do in order to make it even more compelling for a person who might resonate with that is to talk more specifically to a specific like buyer's persona in this case. So what I've chosen in this case is a freelancer or consultant with 3 or more years of experience who is highly skilled but struggles with marketing and client acquisition. So they're very good at what they do. They've done it for multiple years. They're confident in finance or accounting or what marketing or sales or whatever it is, but they just haven't been able to attract inbound customers, or LinkedIn isn't their thing, or whatever reason that is. It doesn't actually matter what the reason is, but they've just been struggling with bringing in inbound customers. So they're the types of people I talk to because I was them in the recent past, so I can understand how they feel. So then because I can understand how they feel, I can talk in a more direct way and talk directly to their problems. So what I do is I build a problem set. These people obviously have varying and a lot of problems, but professionally speaking, they have a set of problems that are relevant to what I do. In this case, it's going to be inconsistent lead gen, low conversion rates, undervaluation of their work, and the feast and famine referral cycle that isn't helping them because they don't know when the referrals are going to come in. From that, we mirror those, and that creates the desired outcomes that they want. So they want a steady stream of leads, they want higher conversion rates, they want a proper valuation, they want to get paid what they're worth, and they want a stable income. So they want 3 sales a month or 1 sale a month or whatever it is, just so they know that they can make their 5, 10, 15, 20K a month, whatever that is. They're the things that they're after. And from that, I take those problems and those solutions and then outline my whole system around that. So my whole system is a repeatable process that solves the problems and delivers the outcomes. And in this case, it's the 6 steps that you can see here. Start off with a GTM strategy, optimize their sales funnel, show them how to create content and give them a system for doing that, show them how to do warm and cold outreach, show them how to do social selling on LinkedIn DMs, and then how to close B2B sales. So this process isn't just me deciding you're going to do this, that, and the other. It's a direct reflection of the things that they need to solve the problems and get the desired outcomes that have been prescribed. And what happens is these 3 items, the problems, the solutions, and the desired outcomes, they become effectively the core components of my content strategy. So I'm always going to be talking about how they can get the outcome, how they can solve the problem, how to implement the solution to do both of those. That's basically what a content strategy should be if your goal is to attract inbound customers. If you're doing it for other reasons, like growing your brand or whatever, that might be slightly different. You don't need to go into this much detail, but if the goal is to attract B2B customers, then that's the simple 3 components of your content strategy. 4 components if you include the person. So now I have all that. Here's where the customers actually start to see all that. So this is where my work rubber starts to hit the road, or whatever you want to call it. So I post content about the problem, system, and solution. So here's an example of a post I did, and you can see how this is just going to roll in a straight line and pick up on all the stuff I've already said. So one post what I did was 3 keys for a high converting LinkedIn content engine, your key to signing 3 to 10 B2B customers in 180 days. So again, that statement is familiar because I said it back here. It also ticks the box of solving the problems because it solves this problem, it solves this problem, it solves this problem, and indirectly it will solve this problem as well, and delivers these outcomes. So that's one post that I did, and then as part of my content, I have basically say roughly the same thing 1,000 different ways. If you've seen my content or seen any of the other videos I've been posting in the past, I am kind of saying similar things. I'm trying to get the exact same message through to you, that message being, I will help you get customers through LinkedIn consistently. And if I don't, you get your money back. So that's effectively what I'm saying. I might put it in different ways, I put it through different formats, put it through different templates, do text posts, do photos, do videos, do carousels, but that's what I'm saying to you. And I just have to find creative ways to say the same thing differently in a way that it doesn't get stale. And that's how it becomes easy then. I don't need to worry about idea generation and all that type of stuff. I have my set of ideas, I have my big idea, and I have my formats, and then I have my structures, and I put that through in an engaging way, and I also give you an opportunity to listen to me talking just like I'm doing now in videos because they're huge. So that's content, post consistently about that. If someone sees that, they're going to be attracted to it because it says it in the first line, so you're going to attract people in what you put out. So if you're saying you want a high converting LinkedIn content agent that gets you customers, you're going to bring people who want that as their outcome and also are struggling with a problem that is the converse of that. So they don't know how to create content and they can't get customers. And it could be and or both. So when people see it, they'll probably click on your profile and then they'll land on, this is the first thing they'll see. So again, you'll see I'm repeating myself. I'll help you sign 3 to 10 B2B customers through LinkedIn in 180 days guaranteed. Visit my website to learn how to get, it's all very clear, and it's the same message from the value proposition straight through to the content, straight through to the LinkedIn profile at this stage. And the obvious next step then is that they're going to go to the website. Not everyone will go to the website. I'll touch on that in a second. So we get, the next step is people have a decision to make. Everything, all the lines are very clear up until this point. They know exactly what they're going to get. When they land on the website, they should see again the same message. I'm not going to read it out again because I feel like I'm repeating myself. But that's what you should. You should feel like you're repeating yourself because it's different stages in the process should be saying the same thing. Because if you're saying different things, you're introducing confusion and questions that will just get people distracted. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to get further down your funnel, i.e. book a call or whatever your funnel looks like at the moment. But the thing about websites is probably only 5% of people will actually click through to your website. And websites are hard. As a starting point, I don't actually recommend freelancers and consultants need a website at the very start until they've got past that consistent revenue range, maybe when you're at 15k a month. If you're a website designer, you need a website because that's your thing. But if you're doing other things, in a lot of cases, you don't need a website unless you're selling to like high B2B companies that need that proof realistically. But in most cases, 95% of freelancers and consultants don't need a website at the start. But if you're going to have one, you need to make sure it's a good one. The reason for that is, as I say, in the earlier stages of LinkedIn and even throughout the latter stages, you want to be leaning into using DMs to book calls because that's where not everyone is attuned to just going on LinkedIn to book calls. It's not a thing that everyone does. So maybe someone might want to sign 3 to 10 customers through LinkedIn, but they're not used to, or maybe they're nervous about getting on a call or just booking a call blindly with someone who they've never spoken to before. And that's completely okay, but it's not something that's everyone considers. Like, I'm an introvert myself, so I hate hopping on calls. I never book calls with anyone. The only people I've really spoken to are ones who've messaged me, I've talked to them for a while, and then after a couple of chats, it just naturally makes sense that I get on a call with them. But I can't ever remember a time where I went on LinkedIn and said, yeah, I'm going to book a call and chat to that person. I'm not unique in the fact that a lot of people are going to be like that. So what you need to do is break the ice. So for everyone who did view on your profile, maybe they didn't click through, but they're still open for a chat. So you need to go and message them. So everyone who views your profile, everyone who follows you, everyone who connects with you, talk to them in the DMs as a first. Use voice notes to kind of nurture them and open the conversation up a bit more. And then if it makes sense, they'll get on a call. I have a system that I follow through here. But generally, if you just go start conversations with people who seem qualified, or just generally start conversations to build relationships, 20, 30 a day, ideally, that will result in people hopping on a call. Because again, remember, the people who hop on the call are the ones who have self-identified as having the problem. Because you've been talking about the same thing over and over and over and over again. So you're gonna have less random people coming through. You're just going to have people coming through who have self-identified with, I need more customers in my case, or I want to use content and I want to use LinkedIn to do that. So the majority of people who contact me or I speak to, I know they have that problem already, and they know what my solution is because I've been talking about it over and over again in my content. So it's not, the conversation is just it's not like starting up from scratch or cold pitching. Both people know why they're there. It's just a case of trying to figure out if it's a good fit or not. Then what you need to have, and this is actually where most freelancers and consultants primarily get wrong, even before all the content strategy, is they don't have, or they have multiple offers, or they don't have an offer. So you need to have, because you've been talking about your system, you've been talking about a specific solution that solves a problem. That's what you should be talking about in your content. That's what you should sell. So whatever you're talking about in your content, it should be, again, these things. This is the only thing I should be selling. Because if I'm selling other things and I'm saying, oh, this is going to deliver your outcomes and solve your problems, if I have 3 other offers, then the people will be like, what are they for? Why do they cost money? What do I get out of them? And it creates a seed of doubt in the original core offer. So what you need to do is package it all into one offer, make it very easy to understand that if you have these problems and you want these outcomes, this is the solution. And there's no other, that you can have downsells and you can have different levels of access, but generally the system has to be the same because you're delivering, if you want to deliver one outcome. And remember, the people who have come to you here, they've self-identified with the problem. So if you offer different things, then that's just going to confuse them and it's going to make them stumble before actually moving through towards being a sale. So having a single offer is a really important part of the whole process. If you have multiple, you can do all this work, but it's going to end up causing a blocker. Either this might be why you're getting ghosted on proposals, or this might be why you're having conversations with people, but they're just not converting, or you don't know how to turn them into a sales, like a realistic sales pitch, or a point where you can actually close the customer. The reason is because they're maybe getting confused at that point as to what true value are you bringing, or what problem are you solving for them, because that's what people pay you for. People are paying you to solve their problems, not to give you their time or not to do anything else. They pay, if they have high value problems, they pay a high value to solve those, and it's your job to demonstrate that you can do that. So I just wanted to give you that quick run through of that's what a typical customer journey should look like on LinkedIn. If it doesn't look like this, people will just get confused and they'll fall off at various scenarios. So if you need help building out a system like this, I'm doing a 7-day trial inside LinkedIn AI Mastery for $1. DM me, or there might be a link below this video where you can get into that. Otherwise, thanks very much for your time. See you later.